Welcome, everybody. How are you today? Thank you for joining us in another episode of HeadUcation. This week, we are joined by my good friend, Mr. Watts, having had an absence last week, and he was away sharing the love in Manchester with a group of hairdressers for JOICO, so we can let him off the hook for not being with us this time. But we had I mean, quite frankly, we had an upgrade in the shape of Ian. No, it was great to have Ian. So if you're watching this, Ian, it was a pleasure and an honor to have you with us. And we really look forward to you coming on to do a haircut. And you'll have both Paul and I compare you for that one. So there's no pressure whatsoever. You just need to come on and do your absolute best, Ian. Okay, yeah. nothing less. Going to say a quick hi to everybody that's in the house. We've got a few coming up. Lisa was the first one in there. Jennifer, don't be sorry. I hope you enjoyed Las Vegas. Pia's in the house. Tony's in the house. Debbie's in the house. Christos is in the house. Jennifer's. How is everybody over there in England? Personally speaking, I'm fine. I can't talk for anybody else, but I hope everybody else is fine. Kay is in the house from Portsmouth. Hello, Kay. And your mum. Big up Paul's mum. Good stuff. Well, wonderful. Thank you very much, everybody, for coming to join us this evening. Paul, it's 2 weeks since we saw that beautiful mug of yours, unless you've been watching Paul's YouTube channel, and then maybe you've seen it more than a few times in that specific time frame. But have you been, mate? How was last week? You looked like you were sharing the love.
Yeah. Last week was so good. So I did a short haircutting course in Spectrum 1 up in Haslingden, in between like Blackburn, Bury, Burnley, Manchester, right in the mix. Lovely salon. The guys were really, really good. Haircuts were great. We did a wolf cut. The wolf cut seems to be the cut of the moment, which is what I'm going to be colouring tonight, that James sent me. But I think this might be the last week that we're sending heads. Maybe we'll have one pre-done, so we won't have to return on a Friday night, and we'll have one sort of Blue Peter moment. And if you don't know what that is, there'll be one pre-done. But
here's one we made earlier.
Yeah. But yeah, we did a wolf cut and we did a short grad disconnected fringe and disconnected at the back.
Ian was great, but we missed Paul, says Pia.
Thanks,
big up to Paul. Yes, good. So you had a nice time teaching. I was teaching today, actually. I was out in the field. I travelled to Crawley, somewhere like that. Horsham, that's where I went, which is not very far away, but I ended up in Crawley by accident, which is funny. And when I get around to I vlogged my teaching day, and I've got some good insights and tips and tricks that we kind of talked about while we were there. So I hope to share those with you in that vlog, but you will see that I kind of accidentally end up in Crawley instead of Horsham. Anyway. But it's just a joy, and Paul will reverberate this, I'm absolutely sure. It's a joy to be teaching people in the field. It's just, I mean, I love this digital stuff. It's just amazing. But just getting out there and kind of really getting hands-on with people is just a fantastic.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Paul. Wendy's in the house. I saw Wendy dropping in there. Says, what about the new style and finish, Paul? Loved the unboxing.
Thank you.
Paul did a JOICO unboxing. So Paul and I got sent a plethora of JOICO styling and all sorts of bits and pieces. Paul received an enormous box full of bits and bobs today that are all JOICO. So thank you very much, JOICO. Mine's yet to arrive. I'm probably delayed. Nothing gets to Brighton actually very quickly. I had something wrong with Brighton's post, but so Paul did a great video. So if you want to go and see about all the new or repackaged and redesigned products, then head over to Paul's channel, either now if you're sick of hearing me talk, or afterwards, and listen to Paul's new video all about the products.
Absolutely. And one of my favourites is something we've been crying out for so long is a dust.
Dust.
And not just any dust. So when you got a dust, you normally have to tip it in hair or in your hands. But look at this.
Oh, it's majestic. The way you did that, Paul, I felt like I was on QVC.
Yeah.
And it's on a special offer deal right now. If you don't buy it right now, it's going to be triple the price in 5 minutes. I could do QVC, I think. Wendy's saying yes to physical training, and I think she means hair. Yes, watched it earlier. Thank you very much, Wendy. You guys are the best, are we? You're very welcome, Wendy. We love being part of the great inspiration. Yes. Pia's laughing. Susie's laughing. I think that's the QVC. I'm so jealous. I sent all my samples to you. That's very kind of you. Thank you, Wendy. You're a superstar. What a hero. Jennifer, nice, good stuff. Yeah, I like dust. I'm a big dust fan. I mean, like I use dust in all sorts of people's hairs, gents, long hair, short hair. I'm really into dust. Yeah. And the clients are like, oh, what's this? So yeah, that's kind of interesting. Jess is in the house. Hi, Jess. Yeah. She's currently on the sofa with the cat, probably giving Harry. Or bed, yeah, giving Harry some love. Yes, of course, hair training, Just saying, Wendy, good stuff. So tonight, Mr. Watts has the haircut that I cut 2 weeks ago now, the wolf cut, the cut that is halfway between a mullet and a shag. There it is. It's definitely, Paul, how did that head arrive to you today?
Well, is it still in? No, it's not. It's on the floor. So it inspired me. So we were talking about it last week, the colour application we'll do today. But it turned up, mate, all over the place. It looked like a mix between like Pat Sharp and Bon Jovi. Sort of like it was just everywhere. Like,
yeah. So you know who styled that prior to you getting it?
Who?
My baby son.
Right. Well.
So it was styled by a 2-year-old. Then it was stuffed in a white bin bag.
Yeah.
That was wrapped in tape with Paul's address rudimentarily scribbled onto a piece of paper, then taped onto the head and just given to the post lady. Right. And she was like, "What's this?" I said, "It's a head." She went, "Right." It looked like something the mafia would do, didn't it? It looked like I was sending you a death threat.
I was waiting for a rolled up carpet as well, mate. But
no, I love it. Good stuff. So time to here we go. Got some great stuff from JOICO Prize.
Yes.
Did a little video on it. Yes, wonderful stuff, Tony. Thank you very much.
Which was and all like the little gifts that you get. So when we go over to Hellman's, we mostly all the time, but we get a little package in the hotel room, and it's all those little bits that you got, Tony. So yeah, I was very jealous. I haven't seen them for nearly 2 years.
That is talent, James. Send his CV. Yeah, he's serious. Honestly, he's the future of the life of hair. I'm going to pass the flame over to him eventually. I thought you guys were going to use to know headless people over there. Well, yeah, it's not a common English thing to do, but So, Paul, you were talking about inspiration for this colour that you're going to do tonight. Tell us all about it. What's the plan?
Yeah, so we were talking about it 2 weeks ago, sorry, because I wasn't here. But we were talking about shoe shining. And I'm teaching a course on Tuesday for laces. And I've been working with, if some of you would have seen my Barista Artista course, which was inspiration from the coffee industry, tones and textures and all that I was putting into hair. And I was just looking at how we can add texture into colouring, and with balayage sort of and back combing and people trying all these different techniques. I was inspired by Bon Jovi turning up and thinking, right, we'll take it right back. And I did talk about it, and it was shoe shining. And in the comments, let us know if you know what shoe shining is in regards to colour, because I just thought because this is quite short and there's a lot of texture in there. I just thought when it turned up like this, I thought I could just shoe shine some bleach through there to lighten. And once we've rinsed it, you guys can tell me what intensity you want to see over it. So like pink, violet, blue, greens, anything like that. So that's my plan for tonight. Something nice, quick and easy that you can do in salon. Something where I think we can revisit in salon. I think it's a technique that we could definitely bring back and add texture for lightening, especially with all the haircuts we've got now. Shags, mullets, wolf cut. People are wanting a lot more texture in hair, a lot more sort of separation. And when you're sort of working on textured hair, foiling when there's shorter pieces can sometimes be a little bit challenging. So I just thought I'll bring you my interpretation of shoe shining, and we'll do it.
Love it. When you had the head then and the way that you were moving your hands, you really reminded me of a guy that I worked with who trained in Leicester and Birmingham. And you had this distinct similarity about the way that you moved then. It was very, very reminiscent. It was just like a real throwback for me. So we've got a few things popping up here. Wendy says Barista Artista has been very successful. Jennifer, is that when you use clear over a toner, which is the shoe shine question, which is the quick answer to that is no. You're about to see what a shoe shine is then. Wendy's asking for magenta with yellow, which sounds like a great combination for this particular look. Debbie says, I know. I think that was to the shoe shine technique.
Yep.
And Tony says she enjoyed the Barista Artista, and that is a great technique, Paul. So, without further ado, my friend, take it away.
Right. So, I'll get off this stool. And if you just drop that comment down, mate, just so the head's a little bit more on show. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I just want to really open up all this texture in the mannequin's head. And we could do this with clients. So if a client's got something that's quite textured, we just want to start opening up and seeing where reflex are going to sort of sit and where all the texture lies and where there's a little bit of weight and where we can accentuate with our colour. And where I really think we can accentuate is around the front, but also around this length through here, where we could pull the hair out and we could work our shoe shine technique up into there. So I'm going to pop some gloves on. I've already got my Blonde Life mixed up in here. And I've got my foils all ready to scrunch. So with shoe shine, it's sort of like a technique like that. But I'm going to use them in balls rather than a traditional shoe shine technique. I'll show you what shoe shine was. So where you would get a bit of foil, crumple it up, and then you'd have all this texture in your foil. You would then put it in some lightener, and then you would just work it over the hair like that. So it picks up and it gives a lot of texture. So you do it like that, we'd refill it, and we'd go like that. But I'm going to use a ball as my brush today. So we'll do that. Let's get that in the middle. So
I'm watching this with kind of eager anticipation. I've got to admit, I'm watching this as probably with the sort of like with that kind of joyful giddishness of something that I haven't ever seen before.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never rolled a ball of foil and then used it to shoot. I've done a few shoe shines in my time. In fact, until last year, post COVID, I had a shoe shine client. She's got very, very short, skin faded sides, textured quiffy top, and it's laterally level 8, and I just used to shoe shine it over the top, I used to leave it on for like 15 minutes. It would just create a little bit of dimension in it, and it was beautiful. But I've never used a ball. So, you know, I've got this kind of feeling in my stomach that I'm really excited to see this one.
Yeah, so the reason for it is we've got all that texture.
Yeah.
And it's going to dip into the light there, and it's going to sort of pick up heavier in places. And then when we sort of work it into the hair, it's going to pick up. And I've just done two. I've done a bigger one and a small one. So let's make.
So Jennifer says she's seen this technique in the video. She just didn't know what it was called. Nice technique, Jennifer said.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, this is with the original shoe shine. It is something, like James said, clients have had up to very recent, and it is a very, what would you say, 80s? I'd say
80s, yeah, 80s. It was very prominent in the 80s. Very, very prominent indeed. In fact, Pia's just come in there. Back in the 80s, I used to scrunch the bleach onto with a sponge.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. I was actually deliberating on whether to get like a roller from like a wool roller, some sponges, just something with texture. It's something I'm really interested in and intrigued into what we can do with colour and push it that little bit more, because I think balayage, as big of a trend it is, I think it's a salon staple now. And I think where we've got like foliage, ombres, dip dyes, if we can start to create something a little bit more visual, especially with how big social media is now, I don't want to go down the avenue of chopping somebody's hair off with a knife, or setting fire to it. But I definitely want to just excite the senses as such.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I use a lot of actual paintbrushes when I'm painting hair.
Yeah.
I can see my color pot over there and I've got 3 different styles of paintbrush effectively that I use to balayage with all the time. And I remember I did a commercial shoot, and we had an art director, and the art director was complaining to the brand that I was using a paintbrush.
When you're saying this, when you're telling me.
Yeah. I must have told you the story before. Jennifer says that it's so David Bowie. I think that's the haircut, or just the bleaching technique. I'm not really sure. I mean, there we go. Look at that.
There's the application.
Scrunchison.
Yeah. So let's go into the middle. And there is a sectioning pattern is just a standard hot cross bun, just so we can get hair out of the way. We're just getting the foil loaded, and then just working it on the hair.
Tony says she's seen me using my paintbrushes and my JOICO gloves. Love my JOICO gloves. They are the way forward, honestly. When you're doing 90, I don't always wear them. If I'm doing something where I need to feel the hair, then I don't wear the JOICO gloves, which, if you haven't seen them, Paul, are basically jet black marigolds.
I've seen them.
You've seen them, yeah. Serial killer gloves. But if I'm not, unless I'm doing something that's particularly dainty, they are the best. You just wash them and go. In fact, actually, because I don't talk about it a lot, actually, but I'm really big into sustainability. I'm really big into, recycling everything we can. I use disposable towels that compost in 6 weeks. I use bagless bins, so no plastic in the bins. You take the inner out, you tip it out, you wash it out, you put it back. I have used 1 pair of gloves in a month.
Really?
Yep.
That's amazing.
It's just, for me, like the foil is a big thing. I've used paper, not foil, the alternative, if you will, to foil. And I don't think it's really, for me, met the mark yet.
Okay.
But, it's one of those things that I think it's hugely important, and everybody has to start taking it really seriously.
Yeah.
You know, the waste that we go through in a salon, the volume of waste. I was teaching today in a salon. They use the some Sustainable Salon Collective or whatever they're called, and basically they recycle everything that you use as a hair salon.
Yeah.
So
They come collect it.
They come and collect it, yeah. And you box it up and they come and collect it and they take it away and they recycle the entire thing. Now, that is actually not the cheapest service in the world, but I think there's a lot we can do in the interim to get really serious about not wasting just unsustainable stuff. A pair of rubber gloves, how many years do you think, write this in the comments section, how many years do you think a pair of rubber gloves actually take to degrade? And bearing in mind, we're then just putting rubber and plastic back into the environment. Write it in the comments section. A plastic bag is the same amount of time. If you know how long a plastic bag takes to degrade, then you will also know how long a pair of rubber gloves take.
Yeah. Right, yeah, I was looking at something the other day. It might have even been that, actually, but there was something about, no, it wasn't. Jess Stafford put it up. Did you see it?
No.
Oh, it said like cigarette butts, like 10 years, crisp packets, 20 years. And then it was like my mental state, an hour.
So we've got some people coming in here. Let's have a look. Piers says it's called being tight, James. LOL. Thanks very much. Joking. And bless you, gave your PP away. We did give our PP away in COVID to Hospice in Hove down the road, so that they had as many disposable gloves as possible. My salon, Jennifer says, my salon is going to recycle, which is fantastic. Nana says 100 years. Tony says 20. Where are you located? I would love to have my hair done by you. I am in Hove, which is in Brighton, south of England, UK. So it takes 300 years potentially in a moderate climate like the UK for a plastic bag or a pair of rubber gloves to fully dispose. 300 years.
300 years.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So every pair you throw away will be around 4 of your lifetimes.
Yeah.
So anyway, tell us all about it, Paul. Where are we at?
So all I've done underneath, you can see here, we've just painted some on hand underneath. And then when I'm getting up to the top, I wanted to get this so it's quite blonde, because what we're going to do is it's just going to sort of melt through. And then you can see here, I've just been picking it up, which is how the mannequin head turned up for me. And that's what made me think, oh, we could really use the texture that's in there. So there's the lightener on the ball, and then it's just picking up on the texture. I'm
loving the way this is going to come out. So we've got a few things just pop here. Lisa said 50 years. When I was an apprentice, we rewashed end papers for perming. I mean, anytime you can reuse something, it's much better that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I know that we've have in hairdressing as a general over the years has all been like, throw everything away and start again. But we're starting to understand that this is not realistic, and we need to do something about it and change the way we go about things. Gabsy, hello. Don't be sorry you're late. Here now. Thank you very much for joining us. St. Mark, hello, my friend, watching from the US of A. Roxanne says too far, maybe after quarantine. Thank you for answering. You're very welcome. Paul has a cute face. Yes, Paul's got a cute face, which we can all vouch for, and agree with you harmoniously that Paul's face is cute. That's why we burn them at recycling centres. That's right. A lot of, in fact, actually, Brighton have got a place where they burn rubbish for fuel, which is quite interesting. I think it's one of only 3 or 4 in the country. So if it can't be recycled, it's burnt for fuel, which is kind of an interesting concept. But it does obviously then create, other problems. Hi, St. Mark. says St. Mark. Hi, James, says St. Mark, sorry. Right then, I feel sorry for the Canaries at the moment and La Palma. Yes, that is bad times in La Palma.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's necessarily down to global warming. I think if you live on the side of a volcano, at some stage you're going to get absolutely done for. Not saying it's, I'm in no way, shape, or form am I saying it's terrible what's happened over there, but I think there are other bigger problems that are more global warming. That looks great, mate.
Yeah, just so you can see there's the texture it's putting in. Obviously,
Yeah. I can totally. I'm seeing this vibe coming right back into fashion.
Well, who knows? But I thought it'd just be a bit of fun and show us that we can see something a bit more visually where it's all going to sort of pick up and get lighter. So with this texture through here, we're just working that on, and you can see how it just picks up on those hairs. I mean, you could do this with a brush, you could do it with a sponge, but I just quite liked the.
Yeah, I love it. I love the sort of freedom of it. You know, just chucking it on there. Peter says, I know it's really bad. Is Paul relocated to that womanizer, Royal King Henry VIII? Oh, related. Sorry. Is Paul related to that womanizer? I don't know. I mean, ask his missus. She'll know him.
King Henry VIII.
I saw a picture of King Henry VIII, and he sees a resemblance.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the beard. You've got a slightly King Henry VIII. The beard shape is similar. I can see.
Oh well, yeah, he's my inspiration for my beard. That's
yeah,
I was looking through Pinterest the other day, and I was looking at all these celebrities, and then I seen King Henry VIII, and I thought, wow, got to do that, ain't I?
Yeah, I mean, it's. I mean, I'm not sure it's not as flattering as St. Mark's normal comments are about you, Paul. But you know, he was. I mean, he was a king. So what can you say?
Yeah, it's okay. He might have woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yes, the beard says yes. I see that. I've just been looking at some pictures of King Henry VIII. Is definitely. There's definitely a resemblance there, Paul. I can see where he's coming from.
Yeah.
You've got a similar jawline as well, actually. I mean, these are only paintings, obviously.
Well,
but,
yeah.
You know.
I mean, I've got a couple of family pictures. I'll bring them on next time.
What, of King Henry VIII?
Yeah, last Christmas.
You were King Henry VIII last Christmas?
No, when we all got round for dinner.
Oh, I see. Here we go. Look, here I can see the jawline resemblance, Paul. You know, you have got that similar jawline, and the beard is pretty close. Yeah. I see exactly where he's going. Piers put a Santa picture up. I think that's a bit harsh, but yeah, no, fair enough.
I thought it might have been the hat, but I'm not wearing one, so.
Love it. I like that, St. Mark. That's made me laugh. Charles II was the biggest womanizer, says Jennifer. I'd have no idea. I like the way that Jennifer, who lives in America, in Cleveland, knows more about the womanizing monarchy of England than I do. 10 out of 10. Big up.
We won't talk about modern day.
No, that's a different story. That will get us demonetized and banned from YouTube.
It will.
So, Paul, while you're going through this technique, mate, just you know, say, you know, how are you thinking about this technique? What are you just sort of taking random sections? Are you really thinking about where you're layering the color, or is it just kind of you're doing it a bit like you would a painting?
Yeah, a bit like a finger painting sort of thing. I am, when I'm looking at it, I'm looking at where I want the highlights and that to be, but we're going to be putting a vivid over this I just really want to have these pieces in the texture just really pop. And that's it really. Like just picking up, you know, when there's those flyaway hairs, as if we're creating like baby lights. But when you just lift up that texture and the foil just just sort of kisses across them.
Yeah.
But that'll be sort of like a shine line through there, and
like it. Yeah, got it. It's going to look. I'm so excited to see this done. So Tony says I'm related to James the 11th. He was a womanizer. And Jennifer says 14 mistresses, and now Wendy's laughing. This conversation's gone sideways, but I mean, look, it's fine, guys. We'll talk about whatever you want. We're here for you.
Yeah. Just funny how we got onto old kings.
Well, it was. So Tony's related to James II, not the 11th. Well, it was St. Mark that's taken us down this King Road.
It was, yeah. St. Mark, do you just Google kings and you think, oh, I know someone who looks like him? Or
was you doing a project, St. Mark? Was it some kind of? How did you? It was a very random thing to do. Start looking at King Henry VIII. So, what was your inspiration?
Yeah, I'd love to know. But we're just coming up to this last section, and I'm just like picking up the hair because I want to separate, just so you can see. And we're just touching those hairs that just fall out. But no, I've been doing quite a bit of this, just having a bit of a play with adding texture into colour by using different tools. And like we were talking about at the beginning, sponges, rollers, different paint brushes, different tint brushes. I've even, what I used to do, when did I do? I did this for JOICO. And what colour was it? Where I put sort of like a permanent all over and then sprinkled lightener over the top of it. So you got like sort of like a speckled sort of lightness to it. Do you know what I mean?
Right. So like sort of.
So Sarah was putting like 6N.
Yeah.
On, and then I just got some lightener powder, and because there's obviously activator in it, peroxide, sprinkled it over, and it just give it this sort of glisten. When we emulsified it all through the colour, it just looked a bit sort of, it had a lot of glisten sort of glitter effect.
You'd have to say to your model, just put these goggles on while I throw powder bleach at your hair. Yeah. You know what you could do? You could put it in the spray. You could put it in the powder grip bottle. You know, the powder bottle, and just pump it on. That would be good. That's a good idea, actually. That could actually work. That would be like an interesting experiment. Jennifer says that she has a Stuart nose. For anybody who doesn't know what a Stuart nose might be, Stuart is a royal family. And then Mark says, when, in capitals, are you guys going to do a prismatic or holographic blonde? And then Jennifer says, and reddish hair. What a quick technique, says Wendy. That is a quick technique. Look at that. He's bashed that on in less than 20 minutes. Good stuff. Look at that. That looks pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it's just picked up on all of the hairs that were sort of sticking out the texture.
Yeah.
Will lift. When we get a full vivid over there, we can even do a darker vivid root and a lighter vivid on the ends. But that's just going to look really dimensional, and it's just going to play on the wolf cut texture.
So Jennifer says, can I do this technique on my own hair? Can I do this technique? I would assume so. I mean, if you can providing you can reach it, of course. Yeah. Superb. So what we're going to do, it's going to be a quick one tonight, guys, because that was a very straightforward application. And it's actually is it competition night, isn't it? It's competition night.
It is competition night, yeah.
Yeah. So 4 weeks ago on my channel, we did a what's the name? A competition announcement for the colourful range, which is here. Just slide it in here. So whoever wins tonight will be receiving the full colourful range: shampoo, conditioner, and Glow Beyond Anti-Fade Serum
Mate,
for instant shine results and UV protection. So it's going to keep your colour on your barnet for a bit longer.
I've been using it all day.
Say again, mate?
I've been using it all day.
On your own hair?
No. I'm on my clients. But that serum is unbelievable. I had somebody with extensions in first, and I thought, all right, I'll put up mid-lengths and ends and blow dry through, and they were reflective. It was just, it's just hard to explain. It just looked unbelievable. Sounds good. Right. So, what I'm going to do is jump onto my channel, find the old doodah, what's it? And then I'll share my screen and you'll be able to see it come up on, let's go to the lives. We're picking the winner. But in the comments, guys, with this colour, what do you want to see? So let me grab a few and we'll have a little play. So here we go. Let's have a look at what. So we've got peacock green. We have hot kiss. We've got true lavender. We've got pink. So that's a real vibrant pink. We've got a passion berry, and then we've got a cobalt blue. So let us know in the comments what you want this finish look. You can do a deeper route, say with the blue into a peacock green, say, or we could do a hot kiss ends with a passion berry root. There's one for hot kiss. Hot kiss. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Cool. I'm going to swap round for a second, Paul. I'm going to make you the little screen. We've got two for blue. We've got a hot kiss, two for blue, and a passion berry. Passion berry. Okay. Here is, oh, it's quite small for some reason. Flick it over the other side. Yeah, it didn't want to move actually. Just do it again. Hold on. Passion berry and red. Yeah. What passion berry roots? Red ends or red roots? Passion berry ends. Who is the? Should we give them just one last chance to go and comment on the video? Yeah. Do you want to know the name of the video then? So it's the announcement. It says the video. You'd have to go to my channel, go to the lives, and the video is called HeadUcation Welcome. 1st of September it streamed. Right. So if you go on through a comment on there now, you will be in with a chance. It will be another, even if you've commented already, you'll be in with another chance to win it. Win it. In it to win it. Magenta. Wendy's saying magenta. Magenta's one of my favourites too, Wendy, actually. Yeah, it's lovely. As far as pick a winner. Right then, we'll give you like another 30 seconds to comment on there if you're doing it, and then we will pick a winner so that we don't hold you up any longer. With a bit of yellow in there. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. So the next competition we will announce next week on Paul's channel. We're not 100% sure what that will be next week, but it will be another giveaway. Well, so we asked, didn't we, what they would like to win? Yes, for this one. We did ask that, yeah. I mean, as long as you don't ask for a Ferrari, because we can't fulfill that. You know, go for gold. Right then.
That's enough time to allow people to comment again. So we're going to go pick a winner. Can you see it on your screen? Good. Yep. Okay. Pick a winner. 3, 2, 1, go. The winner is Lisa Lewis. Lisa Lewis wins again. So that is the second time Lisa has won. Fantastic, Lisa. Congratulations. Sorry to everybody else who has not won this time, but don't forget there will be another opportunity again next week to get involved and get your comments into, and I think Lisa does probably put the most comments in, guys, so there's no surprise. She's put the grind in and she's won again.
Yeah, so copy Lisa, just put emojis and then a full stop and then an exclamation mark.
The comment that's won is the one with the 4 love hearts.
That's it, showing the love. Yeah,
just showing the love. So don't forget, guys, put the grind in, just sit there for a few minutes bashing in those comments, and you'll be like Lisa, having the joyful, the JOICO colourful. I've hybrided JOICO's name and the full on the end of colourful to create joyful.
That was last year's launch.
That was last year's launch. So yes, these products will be making their way to you very, very soon, Lisa. As soon as I can get myself off to the post office, we will send them over to you. And I hope you enjoy using them. And if you haven't got a Vivid in your hair now, then you need to have one so that you can hang on to it for a bit longer. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, that's it for this evening, guys. A nice short one, but we will be back on Friday for a very, very quick 20-minute, this is what it looked like, jobby. Let us know if you like, you know, the kind of coming back thing. We obviously don't want to take up loads and loads of your time, as much as you maybe like hanging out with us or whatever. We're cool, but you know, we came up with the idea that it might be good to have that Blue Peter moment where here's one we had earlier, and then we can wrap that episode up and then not have to kind of to and fro, backwards and forwards. But you know, we'll kind of also like to hear your thoughts and opinions. Obviously, we'll still make our own thoughts and opinions subsequently. But it is always nice to hear from you and what you guys want to do as well.
Yeah, and also let us know what you would love to win as a prize. Do you want another electrical? Do you want some more JOICO products? Do you want, if you are a hairdresser, do you want some JOICO colour?
Yeah.
Do you want us to send you over some intensities to have a little play with those? Or let us know. You can let us know, yeah, on the videos, just in the comments. And when they pop up, we'll see them. We'll make a note. Or on next week's video, we can chat about it then, what we can bring you to win.
Good stuff. Right then, Mr. Watts, thank you for your time, my friend. Love the ball of foil shoe shine vibes. Can't wait to see the finished result on Friday.
There it is developing, so we can just get another little glimpse.
Yeah, there it is. Look, that would make you dizzy because you would have just with clients. So Paul will pop a colour on this, and we will come back on Friday to see that result. It will be 9 p.m. BST as usual to see that, and I can't wait to see it. I'm excited. I know Paul will probably allow that to process overnight now because mannequin heads do lift pretty slowly. But definitely looking forward to seeing what Paul creates with that lightener. Guys, please look after yourself in the meantime. As always, it's always a pleasure to spend time with you all. Mr. Watts, thank you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, and we'll see you on Friday. Here, my channel, Friday, 9 p.m. That's not a COVID cough, I hope.
Okay, everybody. Thank you.
Good night. Good night, guys. Ciao, ciao.